Most people assume chocolate is simple: cocoa, sugar, maybe milk. But some of these brands are hiding ingredients that completely change the game. And once you see what's actually inside them, you're probably never going to look at your favorite chocolate bar the same way again. I'm going to show you the chocolate brands you should avoid at all costs, including some of the most popular ones that people think are totally fine. And the worst part? They're marketed as premium. My name is Amelia. A few years ago, I genuinely thought chocolate was one of the safer treats, especially because we always hear that cocoa is good brain food. So I'd grab the most popular brands at the grocery store thinking, it's just cocoa and sugar. How bad could it be? But once I started actually reading labels and learning what those ingredients meant, I realized some of the brands I trusted most were loaded with additives that completely cancel out the benefits of cocoa. When I finally understood what to look for, everything changed. And honestly, there are a few brands now that I personally won't touch. And today, I'm going to show you exactly which ones to avoid. All right, let's get into it. We're counting down 15 chocolate brands you should seriously reconsider buying, and some of these might surprise you. And stay with me, because the worst one is near the top of this list. Number 15. Store brand chocolate chips and baking chocolate. You might think, it's just for baking, it melts anyway, what's the difference? Here's the problem. Testing found some store brands, like Target's Good and Gather chocolate chips, and Walmart's Great Value Hot Cocoa Mix, exceeded lead safety limits. And baking is risky because you use a lot more chocolate at once. A batch of brownies, 4 ounces, cookies, cups of chips. So the exposure adds up fast. And store brands constantly switch suppliers. The bag you bought last month may not even come from the same source today. Cheap chocolate plus zero transparency equals gamble. Number 14. Brookside, owned by Hershey. Brookside markets itself as a healthier indulgence. Dark chocolate, fruit centers, fancy packaging. But here's what most people don't realize. Dark chocolate is where heavy metals concentrate the most. The higher the cacao percentage, the more cadmium you typically get. And Brookside runs through the same supply chain as Hershey's, which tested at 265% above California's lead limit in one product. So you're buying something marketed as a wellness snack that may carry higher contamination risk than milk chocolate. Health halo, hidden problem. Number 13. Palmer chocolate. You know those cheap Easter bunnies and Halloween candy bags? That Palmer. A lot of their products don't even qualify as real chocolate. They're compound chocolate, meaning vegetable oils instead of cocoa butter. Ever notice how some seasonal candy tastes waxy? That's why. It's ultra-low-grade cocoa stretched with sugar and palm oil to hit rock-bottom prices. And when kids eat handfuls of it, exposure multiplies. Number 12. Russell Stover. If you grew up with this brand, you might remember it tasting better. You're not imagining things. After being acquired by Lindt, customers reported quality drops. Ingredient lists now often include palm oil and cocoa butter substitutes. Real chocolate should melt smoothly at body temperature. If it feels waxy, that's not cocoa butter. And the company is tied to the same supply chain networks that tested high for heavy metals in other products. Nostalgia doesn't guarantee quality. Number 11. Mars products, M&Ms, Snickers, etc. Mars has been reducing actual chocolate content in products while increasing fillers like nougat and caramel. They've also introduced palm oil into products that didn't previously contain it. Palm oil production drives massive deforestation, and sourcing transparency remains limited. Ask yourself this: if a company cuts corners on ingredients to protect margins, what else are they cutting? Number 10. Ghirardelli, some products. Now this one's tricky. Some Ghirardelli bars tested relatively low in heavy metals, but the problem is inconsistency. Batch-to-batch variation means what tested safe once may not test safe again. The brand has also been named in legal actions over heavy metal disclosures. So it's not a clean pass. It's a caution flag. Hashtag 9. Perugina, Nestlé owned. This one tested the highest for lead in the entire study. 539% of California's daily limit, 5 times what's considered safe. Think about that. This is marketed as premium Italian chocolate. Gift-worthy, romantic, high-end. And it tested worst. Premium price, maximum contamination. Hashtag 8. Walmart Sam's Choice and great value. Budget dark chocolate tested at 118% cadmium. Hot cocoa mix exceeded lead limits. And Walmart's sourcing strategy is simple. Lowest cost wins. When cost is king, quality often isn't. And private label means there's no independent brand reputation on the line. If something goes wrong, they just switch suppliers. Hashtag 7. Mondelez brands, Cadbury, Green and Black's, etc. Green and Black's organic dark chocolate exceeded limits for both lead and cadmium. And organic does not mean free from heavy metals. Organic certification covers pesticides, not soil contamination. Child labor investigations have also documented serious issues in cocoa farms tied to major supply chains. Organic label. Industrial reality. Hashtag 6. Nestlé chocolate products. Nestlé hot chocolate mix exceeded lead limits. They've also faced lawsuits over misleading labeling and long-running child labor issues in cocoa sourcing. And remember, hot cocoa is often consumed by children. A mug may contain more chocolate than a single square of a bar. Daily winter cocoa habit? That adds up. Hashtag 5. Dove, Mars. Dove 70% dark exceeded cadmium limits at 112%. Dark chocolate is marketed as heart-healthy and antioxidant-rich. But higher cacao often means higher cadmium. So the very thing you're buying for health reasons could carry higher contamination risk. Hashtag 4. Godiva. Luxury branding, gold boxes, premium pricing, tested at 146% of lead limits. Multiple ownership changes have led to cost optimization strategies, which often means ingredient and sourcing shifts. You're paying for prestige, but lab results don't care about packaging. Hashtag 3. Lindt excellence. 166% of lead limits in one product, 116% cadmium in another. For a brand built on Swiss precision and premium craftsmanship, those numbers are hard to ignore. And heavy metals accumulate. They don't just pass through your body, they build up over time. Number 2. Trader Joe's dark chocolate lovers, 85%. This one shocked people. 192% above lead limits. Trader Joe's markets itself as curated, health-conscious, better quality. But it scored lowest in transparency ratings for chocolate sourcing. When asked about heavy metal findings, they didn't respond. Silence is not reassuring. Number 1. Hershey's Special Dark. 265% above California's maximum allowable lead dose level. Nearly 3 times the safe daily limit in just 1 ounce. And this is one of the most iconic chocolate brands in America. On top of that, long-running child labor allegations in supply chain, limited cocoa traceability, manufacturing processes that allow use of lower-quality beans. This is the bar many families think of as normal. But normal doesn't mean safe. Are you starting to see a pattern? Heavy metals, lack of transparency, cheap substitutes, child labor issues, shrinkflation, and most consumers have no idea. Now you know which 15 chocolate brands raise serious red flags, and why. This isn't about panic. It's about awareness. Heavy metals accumulate. Ingredient substitutions matter. Marketing hides more than it reveals. Chocolate can absolutely be enjoyed, but blindly trusting big brands? That's the mistake. In the next section, I'll show you safer options and simple rules to protect yourself, because cleaner chocolate does exist. If this opened your eyes even a little, Subscribe for more breakdowns like this. I'll help you read between the labels so you actually know what you're putting in your body. And tell me in the comments, which brand shocked you the most?